Right, we are about to start in a minute. All right, let's start. So, in today's uh, session, what we are going to do is we are going to go over Claude and how we can use MCP server on Claude. So, before we start the official session, like doing this thing hands-on, I just wanted to lay a foundation what exactly MCP servers are, how I'm like so excited about this specific feature, and how this is primarily changing the entire game of the AI or generative AI to be very specific. So when initially generative AI comes into play, like back in 2022, 23, uh, it is just a chatbot, and you can just talk to this guy. You can send text and receive responses from this specific chatbots per se. But primarily, there are a couple of problems, and it is an amazing thing, but I was not so excited due to two reasons. Number one reason is uh, generative AI is mostly probabilistic, and when we say probabilistic, it creates content which is like you cannot 100% depend on. So it actually create content based of its learning and provide answers on them. But when we work on the real world, we need deterministic results. So, for example, if you go to a bank and if you ask that bank to return, like if you have your money in the bank, like say $1 million in the bank, and you want that bank to return like 500,000 of that money. So in that case, you have to be 100% sure that that money exists, and you can ask that instruction to your software. So first problem which I said with generative AI was that it is probabilistic, but if it can be deterministic, definitely that will change the world. So that is the first problem why I'm not so excited about it. Number two is you just generate content, right? And when we say content, it can be text, it can be images, videos. So you can just do the creation of content, but for the real work, you have to either copy paste those items and do the real work yourself. So how this MCP actually changes that? MCP allows you, number one, to get deterministic data. That is the first property of MCP server. And what it allows to do is to take actions on the tools. So you don't just generate response, but you take actions. So normally, whenever we run this kind of webinar, so you have Q&A session, you also have chat available. You can tag your question answer over there, or you can also type your uh, questions on the chat box also. So we normally what we do is normally we monitor those chats. I'll try to answer all the questions which you have doing this. So what we have covered is generative AI. When we started, that only generate text or image or videos. It is not deterministic. That's a problem. Probabilistic. It was a probabilistic thing. At the same time, it only generates thing but not do the action itself. So for resolving these two items, we have one thing which is called MCP servers. But before understanding MCP server, we have to understand before, like pre-AI, what is available as a counterpart of MCP server. So we do have APIs at that point. So that is called application programming interface. So what these APIs do, right? So let's see. For example, if you are a bank and if you are performing a transaction and that transaction is in your front end software, and you also wanted to update your back-end software. Maybe it is related to risk, maybe it is related to customer service or customer excellence or whatever. So what you have to do is earlier you have to do first entry on your front-end software, and you also have to do another entry on your back-end software. It can be a risk-based software, it can be maybe customer excellence software, or so APIs actually reduced that friction and provided you an interface where software can talk to other software. So, very nice. API is available over there where software can talk to other software. So, your accounting software can talk to your payroll software. That's good. So why we need MCP? Because API is for coders or developers. So you must know the language. At the very minimum, you must know JSON, that is JavaScript object notation. And at the very minimum, you should know that how to call APIs. And that is a problem. So everyone is not a developer over here. So what Claude did, Claude in the year 2024, probably November 2024, it introduced MCP servers. And when it started, when they actually provided MCP servers, I was not very sure that what value it is going to add to our lives. Then gradually, when I started using it, it actually created a lot of sense that what exactly, like what kind of things you can do with MCP servers, and that's amazing. The amount of time you are going to save using this, that is amazing and incredible. So we are going to do a practical hands-on also in this session, and we are also going to share all the content and recording, but I will share how what is the process of getting all of those items. So first thing, generative AI is just text generation. They are probabilistic. They cannot create deterministic result. That is a risk involved. Then it can only generate text content, image. You have to do the real work yourself. Then uh, create Claude creates MCP servers, and MCP servers, before MCP servers there was a thing called API, and API is when one software talk to another software, that is called API. So in the similar fashion, what MCP server provides to the AI chatbots, that AI chatbots can talk to other software. So that is an amazing thing. So for example, if you have, and now earlier it started with Claude, but you can have this thing on ChatGPT. You can also have this thing on Gemini. Every other chatbot now provides you the facility to connect to an MCP server. So let's talk about MCP server. So for example, if I have Claude, through Claude, what I can do is I can connect with my QuickBooks. So can anyone type in the chat box a use case, what you can do in QuickBooks, like just asking QuickBooks to do something? Can anyone write on the chat box? The QuickBooks is an application which is an accounting application, and you do a lot of things using accounting. Anyone have any idea what we can ask QuickBooks to do? Okay, what we can do is we can ask QuickBook to. Okay, Eric is typing. Thank you so much, Eric, for participating. Have not used it. Oh, Noor has not used it. That's completely okay. I understand. There are software which we are going to talk about. You must have used Noor, so we'll be able to. I'll wait for Eric's response. Otherwise, I'll share that what we can do with QuickBooks MCP server. Right. In the meantime, while Eric is typing, I'll type a few software over here. So if I talk about Canva, oh, very nice. Eric said that we can actually reconcile the rental income and expenses. So if you have the access to uh, uh, the MCP server for QuickBooks, what you can do is you can reconcile your rental expense and income with receipts. So that's a big deal, right? So how it does it, we are going to understand that also, and we are going to also do a hands-on on different software. So another software, if I have Claude and I wanted to do something on Canva, what I can do on Canva using our like Claude, what we can instruct. Oh, wow. So Eric is basically saves him 4 hours. So Eric, are you doing it today or you wanted to learn how to do it? So anyone wants to add what you can do with Canva? Like if you have a Claude connected with your MC user, okay. Yes, presentation can be done. Okay. Okay, presentation in Canva, what you can do is you can create your presentations over there. And then if you have, for example, Notion, you can create handouts or your Notion pages over there, right? And if you have, like, for example, Office 365 connected, you can create hundreds of documents over there, right? If you have Google Drive connected, you can look at your drives, right? So all of these items you can do if you have connectors available for these applications. And by default, there are over 2,000 MCP servers available, over 2,000. So whatever popular applications you talk about, all of them have one kind or the other kind of MCP server available. And why it is different than API, that's what we are going to talk about. So, for example, we can do Outlook messages like in less than a minute. And this is a crazy thing. I do it all the times if I wanted to search for. Thank you, Eric, for like sharing this. I do it all the time. Basically, I search for my messages, which is like uh, missed somewhere. I search in Teams, everything I can do through Claude MCP server. So now, how many of you understand how agents are different than your chatbots? Can anyone type one property in the chat box that how agents are different than chatbots? What agents do differently than chatbots? Oh, yes, we can assign work to agents. That's what Noor Merchant said. Agents have customized instruction and knowledge sets. Hamida said, yeah, wonderful. So we have one description over here that agent basically we can assign tasks to agents. That's what Noor Merchant said. And Hamida said that agents can have customized instructions, right? And Nuruddin Merchant say repetitive ones as well. We can provide a repetitive tasks. We can assign a repetitive tasks to agents also. So recently, if you have heard of, and if this webinar, if you all think that this webinar has add value. Uh, so what I'll do is I'm going to share other webinars on different things. So recently, Claude basically provided a new command with the name of loop. So the Noor merchant said that you can do it like repetitively. You can use loop for that. And in the future webinars, definitely, if it is a valuable webinar, we will definitely continue it. And Asad basically uh, Asad said that it can save skills. So all of these items your agents can do. But I think one important property which agents have. So for example, if I can assign tasks definitely to agents, agents can customize instruction, it can do repetitive tasks. All of these statements are correct. But agents primarily aim for completion of the goal. So this is a very important property. So for example, if I go to QuickBooks and I wanted to look at the accounts which are greater than X, so that a normal your application can also do. But if I wanted to go into my CRM and I wanted to see which are my biggest account and which accounts I have to call. Like there are two instructions, biggest account plus which ones I should call. And there might be several reasons I should call one account than the other. So, for example, if I haven't touched that account for 30 days, or maybe that account has other activities. So you can assign agents a goal. And what agent do is agent try to accomplish your goal for you. So that's how basically agents work. And MCP server, when you talk to MCP server, your chatbot actually behaves like an agent. So it is not like, so normal chatbot, what it does is you give an input text, it goes to LLM, it provides you an output text, right? So that's normal chatbot behavior when you ask something. But in agent behavior, you give an input text, your agent understands the requirement, an agent identify which tools to use, and maybe for giving you result, agent have to go to multiple tools, and at the same time, maybe it has to go to same tool multiple times. You see? So basically, how this works is agent have a goal or aim. It is not a regular, simple chatbot which takes text from you and return text to you. It performs actions on your behalf and it aims to complete the goal. So that is how MCP servers are different than your normal chatbots. So now let's dive into the MCP server, and I'm going to share my Claude screen with you. And for connecting to any MCP server, what you can do is you just click over here, and you can see you have an option with the name of customize. You can click on customize. As soon as you click on customize, it will lead you to a page which looks something like this. So let me take a screenshot of this specific screen. So you have three items over here. Number one is connect your apps, create a new skill, browse a plugin. So I'm going to paste that screenshot over here. So there are three items over here. Number one is connect your apps. Number two is create your new skill and browse plugins. So if I give you an option for the next webinar, what do you want? Do you want to learn how to create a new skill, or you want to learn how to browse, like how to connect with pre-built plugins? So, which one you want us to uh, conduct a webinar on? Can you write on the chat box, please, for me? Awesome. Option B. Option B. Okay, definitely, I'll let you know. So, creating a new skill, how creating a new skill is like if you wanted to, for example, what exactly a skill is. So, recently we created a skill of connecting, there is a software called Encompass. We created a skill which actually does what it does is it connects with encompass and do a specific kind of thing. So skill is basically whatever you do. So you can create a skill for employability, and you can, that skill will help you find jobs. You can create a skill to do some specific kind of coding. That skill will help you do that kind of coding. So all of those items. But today what we are going to learn is connect your apps. And what exactly apps means, all of these apps are primarily MCP servers. All right. So I'm going to go to Claude and I'll just click on connect your apps. You can see all the apps which is available over here. You can just browse apps over here. And the funny thing is there are 2000 MCP servers available over here. Okay. At the same time, there are official MCP servers. So official MCP servers are like, for example, if you're connecting with Google Drive, so that is an official MCP server for from Google. But there are also thousands of uh, unofficial servers, and you have to take very good care when you are connected with an unofficial MCP server. So what we did is we just came to uh, customize, and in customize we just clicked on connect your apps, and you can see all of the apps are appearing over here. So whenever you wanted to add any app, you just have to press plus over here. So for example, if you wanted to connect your Claude with Slack, you just click on over here. As soon as you click over here, it will open a browser tab and ask you to connect with your MCP server. So I can connect with my MCP server by coming over here. And as soon as I'm connected, what it will do is to it will allow me to kind of perform actions on that. So there is a question how a skill is different than prompt. So a skill is a huge thing. So it is like how a single file is different than a folder that contains tens of files of the same subject. So it is in a very layman's term, it is like that. So in a skill, you create a folders, you provide instruction, system instruction, everything you provide over there. But in the prompts, you have to provide everything every time. You can just use slash and do the skill. So for creating a PowerPoint, that's a skill. For creating Excel, that's a skill. So if we get enough votes, so we are going to go for skills in the next session, and we'll look at it a little detail. So what I did is I just came to Claude. I just clicked on like connect with my apps, and in apps I can select any of the apps which is available over here, and I can do the simple stuff. So let me know how many of you actually want me to share a handout of MCP servers, how to connect with MCP servers, a handout with you. Say yes in the chat box if you want me to share that. If we get 5 votes, I will do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm not creating something for you all. I'm showing you how to create, right? And I'm going to use MCP server for that. Let's do that. So what I'm doing is connect to my Notion. So I can always go there and just connect and directly instruct connection Notion over here. But why I wrote this specific thing, because it normally it is better to type connect with Notion so it don't get confused and it knows that now we wanted to do something on Notion. And what I'm going to do is create a very comprehensive handout for my webinar participants on Claude using MCP servers in Claude and add Notion, HubSpot, Google Drive. I'm going to share with you maybe QuickBooks, Office 365. One example each, give God prompt for each of the example, create the Notion page. So what I did is I just provided a prompt in Claude after connecting to Notion. And I'm going to share this handout with you all. It is like, think about it. I don't have to do anything, and I'm coming to my Notion. I just click on Notion, Notion, Notion. Notion is over here, and I'm home. I'm at the home, and a new document will appear over here in a little bit. So let's see how it goes. A new document will appear automatically over here, and this Claude is doing the work. So think about it. It is doing the action. It is generating the content. It is going to Notion. It's going to create a page. It will do the formatting of that specific document. And what I can do is I can just right click and share it with you all. Think about it. So most important thing which these MCP server did. So earlier, if I have to create these handouts, at least I need 3 hours to create that. And now I can just give a prompt in 15 seconds and go drink my tea or coffee, whatever, and I can come back when. So look at this. It has basically created a new document in my Notion. Let's check it out. Oh my God. It has created this using MCP servers in Cloud. Oh wow. Look at this. So it has created a God prompt. Look at this. Look at this. And it has provided me the prompts for QuickBooks, for Google Drive, for say yes if you find this thing valuable. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to add one more commands over here, right? Let's do one thing. Review the document and make sure if it is pedagogically. Oh, look at this. 100% and easier to follow by users. Add two prompts for each example. So I can just click over here, I can just type over here, I can just call my statements over here, and it will do this thing for me. So I can do for Word, I can do for Google Docs. I just connected Notion over here because Notion is kind of trendy, and I can just share this specific file with you, which I'm going to do right away once it is done by this thing. So we can do everything over here. So think about it. Earlier, we are just going to type and get a result. Now we can connect to the apps and create amazing stuff. So let me connect with another thing. So this is a CRM which is called HubSpot. So I'm going to connect with HubSpot and ask it to do a few things. So as I've told you, the best practice is connect with HubSpot. Though I am already connected with HubSpot by going over there, but this way now Claude is ready, it context is also ready that now I have to work on HubSpot. So it will tell me that I'm already connected. So HubSpot is already connected, right? So now I'm going to ask it a question. So for example, uh, give me the person name who I should meet in the coming week. Give me three talking points. So look, think about it. What will happen is like it will go to my HubSpot, look at all the leads, and out of all the leads. So it is oh, very nice question. Noor Merchant has a question, and we are going to talk about it in a little bit. Uh, that whether it is a probabilistic or deterministic output. So let this thing first this answer comes to me, and then I'm going to show you that what is deterministic in this specific response and what is so it is saying me that I should meet Ahmed Raza, head of Bank Assurance HBL, ahmed.raza@hbl.com. He has two active deals in the pipeline, and he said that these are my three talking points. Think about it, like how amazing it is. Earlier, what I have to do is I have to go to those leads, I have to dig on the entire conversation, I have to go to my entire CRM, and people add lots and lots of notes. So again, this is at least 1 hour task. If I don't drink coffee or tea in between, I did it in 15 seconds, right? So I connected with HubSpot and it has provided me everything which I need, right? And I can ask which one is the next. So it will give me the next person's information over here. And I'm going to go to my MCP server again, and I'm going to check that whether it has like updated my prompts over here. Let me refresh this. It might be waiting for me. Oh, allow once. So it's waiting for me. I can allow always though, but now it will actually do the changes which I asked for. And if I come to the HubSpot chat, you can see that it is going to show me the next contact which I need to connect. So next contact is Sana Malik. This it is group head FIG Mizan Bank, and it has provided me some options over here. So think about it, how much time I'm going to save. I don't have to go to my software. I'm just sitting on the cloud. Can my tools are connected and I'm asking things with specific over here. So let me actually create something in Notion. Similarly, I can connect to Figma. Similarly, I can connect to Bitly. Similarly, I can connect to other applications which are available over here. But before moving forward, I'm going to uh, answer Noor's question. So Noor Merchant actually asked that the result is probabilistic or deterministic, and this is a very important question. And the answer to this is the names and emails and amount or volume of the account from the HubSpot. These all are deterministic, like it is providing me the actual values, right, from my tool. That is the most important part. And the rest of the guy, what I need to talk, it is based on what it has understood, and that is so this is deterministic and this is probabilistic, right? So the answer, that's the best power, that's the so best of both world we should say. And we can also connect with MS Office and do a lots and lots of stuff on MS Office also. So I'm going to do one more thing, and I'm going to connect to Canva and create a presentation in Canva. And I just go to connect to Canva. Same process, right? And it will tell us that I'm already connected because I've already added into my applications over there. Okay. And create a 5 slide presentation for training my new sales internees. Use the best Harvard level content, for example, whatever, right? So we can provide the instruction that connect to Canva and build this specific thing, and it's going to build that thing over there. So in Notion, let me check if it has created, like completed the Notion item over here. So it has completed the Notion item over here. I'm going to Notion again, and so it has, let me see. It has provided me multiple prompts for each of them. So you can see for Google Drive, one prompt, second prompt, third prompt. QuickBooks, one prompt, second prompt, third prompt. I can ask anything and it will do it for me, right? So we can do so normally for these are all Nooruddin merchant. These like Notion, my Notion is free. My HubSpot is free for you. I'm not definitely using my official account for this, right? For the Figma is free. All of these are my training accounts which I use to train. So these subscriptions are all free. So you don't need any paid subscriptions for these items. You can actually create it like create on your free accounts. I hope I answered your question. And I'm coming to Canva, and let's see it has created or not. So now it's saying that it has generated the design. So now it's going to generate the design over there. It provided me the foundation, how it wanted to create that, and now it is generating the design, and I can select design, I believe, from here. So look at this. for creating something like this in Canva takes a lot of time, and Claude is doing this for me for nothing. So you have to understand whatever kind of applications you have, you can just connect with your applications and ask Claude to do different stuff. So, for example, if I want to, I'm connected with Jira and I wanted to create new projects. Think about it. So, the other day I was talking to a large group of product managers. So, earlier, whenever we were creating a product briefs, so creating that brief takes a lot of time. The manual work involved, sort of hands down to the keyboard work is a lot of work. So now, after all of these MCP and other servers, all those 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour tasks are reduced to like 15 to 20 seconds, right? And I can do all the tasks side by side. You have seen that I'm using all of these things side by side. I'm not doing. So it has created the design over here, right? It's asking me for design for you, pick one. So I'm going to use this design, and you can see that sales mindset and all of these items, and I can go to Canva and see that whether it has created that presentation for me or not, and at the same time I can add more content to it, and everything I can do while sitting over here. I can create similarly presentation, PPT, and everything. So Noors has 2 questions. Let me answer those, both of those questions. So, which Claude subscription? So, Claude completely depends on like how many tokens you wanted to use. So, Claude subscription, free subscription should work, and Canva, Notion, and everything is basically free. And if for any reason Claude don't work, you can also use ChatGPT to connect. So, ChatGPT also connects with the MCP servers. So, all of the MCP servers out there, you can go over there. And there is a very amazing site with the name of mcpservers.org, and I'm giving you the URL over here. So this specific site have all the data available for the MCP servers available over here, and Uh, you can tag me on the same webinar link if you wanted to actually suggest for any other webinar, if you wanted to understand and learn anything new. So you can tag me over there. And we also got a request for Claude skills that we will try to cover in our next webinar. So now we are open for questions. If you have any questions for me today, uh, anyone have any questions for me today? So we are in the last 7, 8 minutes of the webinar, and finally, I'm going to share how we are going to share the other uh, contents and material related to this specific webinar. Oh yes. So basically, web scraping, I actually use all the time. So for anything related to web, the best thing you can do is you can install Claude extension, and this Claude extension is also a world in itself, and it can do crazy stuff for you. So someday, if time allows, we are going to cover uh, that how you can effectively use Claude extension. But to answer your question, Noor, if you wanted to do web scraping, you can do Cloud for Cloud for Cloud extension definitely for you. Uh, Claude for data analysis, Asif, there are like you can do a lot of things with Claude for data analysis. We do have a session where we actually teach that how to use Claude add-on in Excel. So that is an amazing session. If you all would like, you have the link for that specific webinar. You can provide data over there, and you can they do different things. So I'm a homeowner association board, and I have Claude downloaded 6 year. Oh wow, wow. So basically, so Eric, how you did this? Like you used the extension, Chrome extension, or you actually uh, did something else with Cloud? Thank you so much, Eric, for all your uh, uh, comments, feedbacks, and questions. Claude for Chrome. Okay. So basically, Eric did this thing with Claude for Chrome. So you can go to any website, right? So and go to that website and ask this Claude for Chrome that download these things from here. I use it for always for LinkedIn. You can go to Cloud extension and ask to do different stuff on LinkedIn, so it can do that for you. It can open multiple tabs, like amazing things it can do for you all. Claude extension. So thank you so much, Alec, for sharing this to us. Uh, uh, and you can give, if you can share, reconcile again and generate. Oh, wow. Awesome. Perfect. Perfect, Alec, for sharing this. So if you all can share your LinkedIn uh, uh, link over here in the chat box, and if you can give a shout out on the LinkedIn related to this session, how did you like it, or what are your comments and suggestions? And what we are going to do is we do have all of your email addresses with us. We are going to share the content apart from what we have created on Notion. Definitely, we're going to share another valuable content on how to actually prompt for MCP server. Though I'm going to share this link with you all over here. So just click me over here, and anyone with the web link, copy link. And this is the Notion link for you all to actually dig down. So, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope that you have spent this 40-ish minutes, and these 40-ish minutes are valuable to you all. And thank you. And we are going to doing this thing more, and probably will be taking questions upfront, so we can answer those questions while we are conducting this session. So thank you so much, all of you. I hope you had a valuable time. Thank you. You all have a good one.